For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right.
I think it's probably best, Rick, if we return to the very beginning of time, the dawn of man, because, of course, even in primitive, prehistoric ages, medicine was practiced in some ways from the research people have done, cave paintings and the like. Carl, I wonder if you would just give us your initial thoughts on, you know, the medicine of the ancient world.
You sound like you haven't studied it, or you're being...
You're being modest.
Never really thought about it. I know that Tutankhamun, he died of having a knee injury, so they didn't have that much medicine knocking about back then.
Right, where did you get this information from? It sounds vague.
He came off a chariot. They're dangerous things.
He came off a chariot?
Honestly, you're going to make yourself look daft here, because that's what happened.
Imagine that. In a room with Carl Pilkington, we make ourselves look daft. That would be incredible.
Shall we move on to the ancient world in terms of Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, of course, because they made huge advances, particularly the Romans, who understood, of course, the importance of sanitation. You know, famously, their streets were clean.
Yeah. Don't you think that if we hadn't have cleaned up as much, that, I don't know, we'd be stronger?
What?
Well, I know what you mean. Yeah, they say let your kids eat dirt. Yeah, of course. Well, that's exactly what immunisation is, giving you a bit.
Yeah, but it's
of the
gone
disease.
mental now. Whenever a baby's born, he's drugged out of his eyeballs. It's only about a week old. They're giving it all sorts of shots.
Like what?
Loads of stuff for whooping cough.
Yeah, you don't want whooping cough. Tutankhamun could have died of whooping cough.
No, but did you give it loads of stuff, and now it's like I don't know. It's making us weak.
There's this big thing, you know, like the superbug, where people took half the course of antibiotics. It was almost like an immunisation to the bacteria and virus against the antibiotics.
That's what I mean.
So, yeah, we need some germs, as you'd call them. But there are some that we have eradicated. I mean, I think it was in our lifetime that they eradicated smallpox from the world.
There are rumours, of course, that both Russia and America still have the smallpox virus under lock and key, which they could theoretically breed and use in a chemical warfare situation.
Well, there was a bit of a scandal a few years ago, I think 10 years ago, where in a university laboratory, someone came across a marked yoghurt pot in deep freeze that had smallpox in it.
When you say it was marked, was it like someone's put their name on it because they don't want someone to eat smallpox yogurt?
No, I think they looked into it, and it was the deep frozen smallpox virus. What I mean is, it's under lock and key or frozen at minus 200 degrees centigrade. Why?
Under lock and key and all that. It's not good enough. Get rid of it. Why are they keeping a little tub of smallpox knocking about?
Well, are they not meant to be?
Well,
no,
that's
what
a
was
lesson.
he doing there in the first place? To me, that's like in James Bond, where they don't kill him when they have the chance. He's always that little thing of, let's play with danger, let's keep a bit.
Yeah,
well, it's probably
next to AIDS in the Kiora bottle. I don't understand why you'd store that.
Well, there's probably a presumption, it's probably an overhang from the Cold War, where people were thinking, well, listen, what if Russia's still got some smallpox? We better hang on to some smallpox.
It's just clutter, though, as well, isn't it? You see, we're obsessed. We're keeping stuff. And it's the same with germs. We can't even say, get rid of that. We won't be needing it. Smallpox. We'll keep it just in case. Get rid of it. We've got this obsession thing again. It's saving everything.
You say that, but of course, famously Alexander Fleming discovered what may be the most important breakthrough of the 20th century, which was the first antibiotic, I think, in 1928. And he discovered that because he left a bit of old bread out for a while and it went all mouldy in his kitchen. And he thought, oh, what's that? Oh, let's have a look.
Like I've said to you before, it's down to him being scruffy more than anything.
Not.
It just seems like there's a lot of scruffy kitchens around.
But think if his cleaner had come in and gone, "Oh, Mr. Fleming, you disgust me, you fucking filthy scruffy cunt. I'm going to throw all this bread away." He's going to go, "Maud, what'd you do with that old bread I left out?" "It had gone green, sir, so I chucked it away." "Oh, Maud, you dopey fucking slut. You've just caused millions and millions of people to die. Keep out of my fucking kitchen."
I know, but don't put it there. It's the same way smallpox in,
So you're
in a
on
yogurt
Maud's
pot.
side.
It's in a yogurt pot.
Wow.
You're asking for trouble.
But what if Maud had come in and thrown that away? Again?
He couldn't shout at her. She's doing a job. I'd be annoyed if it was still there.
Yeah.
They just don't put like yogurt pots with smallpox in the fridge.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
but
a starter.
Yeah, but you were saying earlier, let's let babies eat mud, don't inject them.
Yeah, but
Let them crawl around a dirty floor, clean up the floor and no one to
I
die.
did say that, but we've gone too far now. Babies are coming out mad. They can't handle anything now. Oh, he's got a runny nose. They're coming out all mardy.
All
Get ill.
mardy?
Yeah, they get ill easy. Because they're not tough babies anymore. We're ending up with a load of weak people who need looking after all the time. That costs a lot of money. And they can't do anything. They're useless. Now, that doesn't happen in other nature. If a little weak bird is born, you see Bill Oddie saying that won't last. He says that won't last a week. And he's right. You watch it and you say, oh, that third baby that came out, it died. And
But
he
what's
was
your
right.
point, Carl? That modern
My
medicine,
point-
which can help people live to the age of 75, 80, that it shouldn't be doing that? It should
just-
let people just die off?
Well, here's something, right? The
on.
estate that I grew up on, there's a woman there,
Yeah.
Scruffy Sandra.
I like her already! Oh, it's great, it's so descriptive.
Now-
She had no chance, even if she cleaned up her act.
Yeah.
She'd come in looking like Pretty Woman. You go, "All right, Scruffy."
No,
What's
so,
the point? What is the point?
so
Fucking
the
hell.
thing is, she used to always get on these buses called dialer rides that were sort of like posh taxis. You could call for one, it'd come round to your house,
Yeah.
and it would pick you up and you'd pay like 50p.
But they
you
would
were
pick up
alone.
a bunch of other people as well.
Yeah, on the way. So it would take ages
Oh,
to
what
get
a
to where you're
nightmare
going.
that is.
No, it's good though. It's kind of a bit of a day out. Old people used to love it because you'd get to see things.
Right.
And you'd hear a call coming in on the radio that, Scruffy Sandra's being picked up. Oh, God. And she'd always have loads of bin bags with her for some reason. Now, the thing is...
Well, she sounds clean.
She stunk.
Well, she's taken out the
Was
bin
she
back,
homeless?
No, she wasn't homeless, no. She used to just... she just didn't bath and that. She just stunk. But the weird thing is,
though. Why do they call her Stinky Sandra?
she never was ill.
Right.
People didn't sit next to her
Yeah.
because she stunk.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, anyone who might have had a bit of flu or a cold never sat next to Scruffy Sandra
Right.
because she stunk. But that was good. That was like a protection thing for her because she knew that because she stunk, no one wants to sit next to her. She wouldn't pick up the germ.
Right. No, but this is quite... Your point is, in order to fend off illness, you have to not bathe. And so you stink.
So you're saying that it wasn't that she'd built up an immunity, it was that she stank so much that flu wouldn't come near her.
This
be
is
a lot
such
of
a
you.
specific example. It's not applicable in any other scenario.
There's always colds, there's always flu. It's whether your immunity is good or bad. That's interesting, isn't it, that more sort of colds are spread through shaking hands than people, just taking in the air. That's why some sort of germaphobes don't even shake hands anymore.
Yeah, but that's going too far because they're going to die or something. You can't be that paranoid. You've got to get on with your life.
Loneliness.
And it's good to feel ill because when you feel better, you appreciate how good
Doesn't
you feel.
make any sense at all. It's good to feel ill. Doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it does afterwards. The other weekend when I was ill, I don't know what was up with me, but I got something.
Symptoms?
Went to the toilet a lot, felt sick at the same time, got a sweat on, felt weak, had the shakes.
Just a bug, yeah.
Lasted probably about 24 hours. After that 24 hours, you go, oh, I feel good again. It's nice to feel good again. And it makes you appreciate how good you feel. Now, sometimes I don't know if I feel well.
It doesn't make any sense at all either. What do you mean? Sometimes you don't know whether you feel well.
Because I've been in my body for years.
Here he goes again.
Go on, yeah.
Here he goes again.
Now,
the two minds.
If there was some sort of kit that the doctor said, how are you feeling, Mr. Pilkington? And I go, oh, I think I feel all right. And they go, well, do you? Yeah, I don't know. And they go, well, step into the machine, right? Get into the machine, and if he could somehow transfer my feeling into his body, so I could feel how he feels, and then he can feel how I feel, and he'll go, oh, you're not well at all. Your heartbeat's irregular for a start.
You're a maniac.
This is... I
No.
don't know what's going on here.
Because-
Why don't you
you
just
get used-
accept that if you feel well, you know...
Because you don't know if you
Hang
feel
on, let's
well.
get this machine built. Sorry, why are people bothering studying AIDS? We got to get this machine built.
Listen, this machine could do a lot of good if they could do it.
Why?
Because some people, you hear about people who go, oh, I think I've got a bit of wind. Before you know it, they drop down dead. Right? Because they didn't know. They just, well, didn't Mr. Jones have a sweat on, Mrs. Jones, before? Oh, yeah, he did, but he always had a sweat on. Well, didn't it bother him? No, he was used to it. Happened for years. Why didn't you come in? Oh,
So,
he
and
felt
what would
all
the
right.
machine do again?
The machine would make my doctor
Yeah.
feel like me.
So
because there's too
Mr.
many ill
Jones went to the
people.
doctor and said, oh, I've got a sweat on, right?
Right, so he'd go, well, I'll tell you what, get in the machine. So Mr. Jones gets in the machine.
Yeah.
The doctor hits the button. Mr. Jones gets into the doctor. The doctor
Right.
goes, you have got a sweat on. I'm familiar with this because I had a fella in the other day with a similar thing. Take 3 of these.
You are a mental case. I don't know what this is.
Because-
But why can't
what-
the
what is
doctor
this-
make that observation like a doctor
Yeah,
does? Why
what
can't the
is this-
doctor, using his knowledge, observe the
I
person
tell
with
you
the sweat
why.
on?
I tell you
This is
why.
like a scene from Ghost. This is like Patrick Swayze.
Listen, when my nerves were short,
Are they not short already? Have they extended since then?
well, yeah, I just have to do stretches and just pull them about.
Right.
But when I had that, I'm not very good with words.
Go on.
So when I was going in saying, Doctor, my knee's aching, and he'd go, what sort of ache is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just an ache. And if it-
Toothache. It's like a toothache in my
no,
leg.
but it's different.
Go
It's a
on.
different ache. Now the thing
Arseache.
is,
It's like an arseache.
it's hard to explain an ache.
So he'd
Yeah.
have to feel the ache, and then he could make an assumption from it.
Thank you.
So he would presumably go through training, going in the machine, and they'd bring in various sick people, and he would experience and feel every single ailment.
Great.
Yeah, but over.
Doctor, I'm going to let you know now what a swift kick in the bollocks feels like, just in case you ever have to diagnose that. Oh, you God! I can't remember that one.
Yeah, but
Doctor, now you're going to feel a spike up the arse.
it's all about.
Oh, I can't remember that one. Okay.
No,
Doctor-
couldn't I just wait until the man comes in with a spike up the arse?
No, we got to tell you so you know
But I
when you
reckon I
feel
could
it.
assess it. If he's coming, he's got the spike up his arse, I'd
You've
be
got
able
to
to tell.
experience everything before someone comes in and gets into your body like Ghost, and you'll know what it is.
Hey, listen, let's not dismiss this idea out of hand, of course, because you'll famously remember, Rick, that Carl had the idea of a man who can grow backwards. So he's born as an old man, and when he dies, he's a young baby.
And with all ideas comes something. Einstein said that. He said if an idea isn't.
Go on.
Uh,
Wait. Just
what
let him
did
finish.
Einstein say?
We've got an Einstein quote here.
Yeah.
This is a historic day. Carl, sorry, what were you saying? What did Albert Einstein say?
He just said something along the lines of.
Well, no. Give us the
Come on,
quote.
do it.
Give us
no,
the quote.
it doesn't matter about
No,
how he
don't.
worded it. It's the
No.
point in hand.
Well, I think it is. I think a quote. I think like all, any sort of poetic content of anything is exactly how it's worded. So just what did Einstein
It's
say
not,
exactly?
no, it's
Well,
not.
no, it is, yeah.
Well, he said something along the lines of
Go on.
an idea. If an idea isn't daft,
Oh, start again.
No, come on, let's hear it.
No, because he started. He
he said if an idea isn't daft, it isn't worth thinking about.
What? Say it again?
If an idea isn't daft, it isn't worth thinking about.
I can't imagine him saying
No, I
daft.
can't.
No, well, it was something like that though, meaning that every new idea seems a bit mental,
Yeah,
right?
it's a good
But
point.
then it leads to something.
well,
I'm not sure that
no,
but I
no.
think if we were sat with Einstein now and you'd brought up the machine that allows doctors to feel, I don't think he'd be saying we should
No.
pursue that idea.
There's some ideas that go that I think the Earth might be round. People go, oh, it is flat. And then there's people who stand in doorways covered in crucifixes with tinfoil on their head, saying Jesus is in my cock.
Yeah. But
Now he's a mentalist.
yes, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't you have said it was mental years ago when someone said, I'm going to make a machine so I can look inside your head? Years on, hello, get in the machine, we've got an MRI scanner.
You may obviously be aware, Carl, that the first contraceptive diaphragms, centuries ago, were citrus rinds. Half an orange rind, for instance, would be used.
I mean, more selfish men turned him inside out.
I believe that's also still being used in parts of Manchester.
For what?
An orange. Just think of your head.
And it worked.
Well, we don't know at this juncture.
I mean, maybe I don't
It
know,
works for
could-
contraception because women went, fuck off, what are you going to be with a fucking orange on your cock for, you don't cunt?
But it could. I mean, again, it's that thing in it of we look at it now and we laugh, but look at what's happening. People now are always trying to get us to eat more fruit.
I don't know.
Amazing.
That's a way of getting.
I thought for a minute he was going to say, okay,
know.
so they start with, then they went from the orange rind to, say, a coconut shell.
Yeah.
That was too big, that didn't work.
Run! Here comes Coconut John!
No, don't put half a pineapple on your cock, that's insane.
Yeah, that's mental.
And then somewhere down the line, they finally got to contraception as we understand it. Is that? I thought that's where you're going, but no. Something about eating oranges is healthy
No,
for you.
what I'm saying is, if you go into any well-known supermarket and you look at, say, some young kid who's had a kid, and you look at stuff in their shopping basket, they're not buying fruit. They're buying, you know, burgers and chips.
Turkey Twizzlers,
Yeah, crisps and all that. No, but they love having it away. Get some fruit in. So they definitely have fruit in the house, which at the moment, a lot of kids don't have fruit in their house. That's why they're eating Turkey Twizzlers. But the mum loves having it away. So she would have loads of fruit in. So
if she
everyone's
was,
happy.
If
The
she
kids
was
are
using
eating
an
fruit.
orange for contraception, she would also be giving the kids.
Well, you wouldn't waste
so half
it.
the orange she'd give to the kids, and half the orange she'd stick up her fanny.
Yeah, a treat for everyone. Have a bit of fruit, and she's got what she wants. Whereas at the moment, what happens? A burger's not coming in helpful for anyone.
If you want me tonight, pop a sesame seed bone on your cock. Take out the fucking pickle. No one likes the fucking pickle up the fanny. Oh, he's a bloody romantic. He popped a plum roast sausage up my fanny yesterday. He loves me. Oh, fuck no.
Modern man, in a sense, with all the technology we have, can play God. And this is something which is huge now. A lot of ethical discussions about things like stem cell research. Should we be interfering
No.
in what should be a godly terrain? You say no straight away. Straight away, no.
I think it's sort of like messing about now. I think that's the problem. We've got the tools and they like to use them. And that's what happens. I've got a sander for Christmas, and I can't wait to sand stuff. I can't even think of enough things that need sanding, but I want to use it. And
Not
that's the
scruffy
same.
sander.
And that's the problem, innit? If you've got the tools, you can't have the tools and so pop them in the shed. Well, no, I don't want to use them. A new tool, eh?
Right, sand the
that's-
shed down.
That's the problem, innit? All these, you know, medical people. That's what happened in the Hulk, innit?
Yeah, well, again, I'll just say that is a work of fiction. The Hulk
Yeah, but with all fiction,
comes.
the future.
Yeah,
So,
certainly in science fiction.
but the problem is, this is what I say is the problem.
Go on, no, this is a.
Is it a quote from someone?
Let's sum it up there. Carl, shoot me.
People are living too long.
That's not a summary yet. Sum it up.
Right,
I have one
right,
more go.
so-
This is the real one.
It'll be something like, today's cure is tomorrow's headache. It's alright?
That's all right.
Because what I'm saying there is,
Go on.
we can come up with stuff. We can come up with a tablet to get rid of headache. Tomorrow, your headache's gone. Your legs hurting.
So today's cure is actually tomorrow's leg ache. So today's cure is tomorrow's leg ache.
Yeah, but ages ago I said to you, don't solve problems,
Yeah.
because a problem solved is a problem caused.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I don't remember that quote.
Medicine is the art or science of healing, and that doesn't always have to be a drug or a surgery. We mustn't just forget that some people don't need medicine, they just need help. For example, there are people that help disabled people have intercourse. There's someone that actually helps the man put in his penis to the woman's vagina. They leave the room. What?
I've never even heard of this.
It's true. Absolutely true. They're
Steve?
helpers.
Yeah, no, I believe that is the case.
Yeah. And that's just as needed as anything that might cure
Well,
their own.
it's not, that's pleasure.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Because you can't walk or move, that you can't love someone and want to share that love?
I'm just saying it's not a priority.
Well, no, but they're going to live. They're healthy apart from their disability. I've met someone. They want to, consummate this love, and someone is helps him out and goes, well, you know, that's part of my job.
No, it's not part of the job.
Well, it is part of this job because that's their job.
I have never heard anyone say, oh, I've had a right day today.
Why?
I've been playing with Arthur's tackle all day.
They don't
I've
play
never-
with Arthur's tackle, they pop Arthur's tackle in Hilda's vagina.
I don't think they do.
They do!
How can they enjoy that? I mean,
They're
maybe
doing it
once,
to enjoy
maybe
it.
once, and they'd go, that didn't work, did it? I didn't enjoy that, Hilda.
No.
How can they enjoy it with a nurse stood there
They
having to
don't.
do that?
No, they help her in. She helps Arthur in, or he might be a male nurse. Pops Arthur in. Goes, okay, Arthur. I'll see you in a few minutes. Right, goes outside.
But what's the point, though, in that?
Why?
Because it's all about the mood and everything. He's just stuck onto like a stag beetle clinging onto a leaf. There's no enjoyment in that.
Oh, the well-known stag beetle copulating with the leaf syndrome.
No, but I'm not
That's the
saying...
well-known position in the Kama Sutra.
I'm
No,
just
he
saying...
knows it. You know, I think it's a lovely act, and someone's willing to. Wouldn't you help someone in?
Definitely not.
No. What?
Definitely
So
not.
no. Look, there's a guy who goes, oh, this is my wife. We're both say, well, I can't. You know, can you just pop me in, Carl? You're the only. You know, you're the only person around.
No, I don't think it's important
But there are
enough.
people...
What do you mean you don't think it's important enough?
I'd be happy to go round, put the washing on for them, make the bed. Do you want a cup of tea? Yeah, I'd love one. There you go. Oh, just before you go, forget it. If they asked me to do that, I'd quit. And I don't think it happens because people
It
wouldn't take
does
that on
happen.
for a job. You
It
never
does.
hear about it on Comic Relief when they're raising money. They don't go, thanks to Midland Bank for this £100. That's going to go towards Arthur getting his end away.
That's ridiculous. So you would rather them not have the pleasure of each other than just help them in.
No, because they'd work out some way that they could do something for each other. I want to play the guitar. My fingers aren't long enough. I've knocked it on the head. It's the same thing. If you can't do it, don't do it.
So are you telling me, right? Okay. Supposing there's a little fella who's got no arms, no legs, right?
Right?
Little Bob. Okay. There he is. All right, Carl. Right? He's got a friend, another little fella with no arms and no legs. All right, Carl. Right? They love each other. Two little fellas, two little dwarves with no arms and no legs. Okay? Lovely little fellas. They get married. Okay?
Look, Carl, you can't put my penis up my boyfriend's bottom, can you?
No, I can't. No.
Why not? Why
Do you need
not?
anything else doing?
No, I'm fine. Yeah,
No, it's weird how you can manage everything else.
Well, no.
I'm here to help you. Everything else seems to be sorted.
Well, just in the
Why do
chair.
you need help in this department?
Well, because he's over there and I'm here, and if you just pop me in and just
No,
leave
I'm
me
not
there.
doing that. It's not good for you. You've lost your arms and legs. You'll be losing that soon if you carry on sticking it up there.